Hi, welcome to Hello Hire. We're going to show you how to use the Hello Hire platform to attend an event as an exhibitor. We'll start by logging in to manage.hellohireapp.com. If you haven't already received a invitation to join your team's account, please contact support@tryhellohire.com and we'll get you set up with a login. We'll enter our email address and password and then hit continue to log in. Once you're logged in, you'll see a list of events. If this is your first event on the Hello Hire platform, you'll probably only see one event on your list. Today we'll be using the University of Waterloo Career Fair as our example, so I'm going to click anywhere on this event. This brings me to the event overview, and then I can use the Go to Event button to enter the event itself and meet with the attendees. Once we enter the event, we start on the reception tab, which is the same for you as an exhibitor and is the same for attendees, so you're seeing the same information. The information that's displayed on the reception tab can differ from event to event, so you might not see all of these pieces of information, but you might see a welcome message, some instructions for the event. Some events have sponsors or a welcome video. There could be a schedule of events and the list of exhibitors for that event. Let's go see what the event looks like from the perspective of an attendee, and then we'll come back to exploring further as exhibitors. So as an attendee, we are also starting on this receptions tab with the same information that you saw as an exhibitor. Once an attendee has reviewed the information on reception, they'll go and explore the different organizations who are exhibiting at the event. Let's have a look at the BlackBerry booth. BlackBerry and all exhibitors on the Hello Hire platform can upload different kinds of content to their booth. We'll navigate through and see that there's images on the booth, videos, additional content in the form of images, PDFs, and URLs present for us to learn more about the BlackBerry organization as an exhibitor. Some events offer the pass and pick options on the booths. When we as attendees click on the pick option on a booth, it will share the information that we provided when we registered for the event with that particular employer. Right now, as an attendee, I could see that there's no reps online in the BlackBerry booth, and I could see that the Talk to Rep button is currently disabled. As an attendee, I'm looking for booths where I can have conversations with exhibitors. So let's switch back over to the exhibitor perspective so that we could make ourselves available to meet with the attendees. On the left, we're going to click on the My Booth option, which is how you enter your own booth. There's a couple of options on how you can connect with the attendees at the event. Host one-on-one chat makes you available to meet with the candidates one at a time, like a speed interview. The host group session option allows for you to meet with multiple candidates at once, like a webinar. We'll explore both options. Let's start with host one-on-one chat. We're now waiting for one of the attendees to join our queue. We see Jacinta has now entered our queue, and we see a preview of his information before we accept him into the conversation. Let's click accept.
Hi.
Hi, Jacinta. Welcome. Excited to talk with you about opportunities at BlackBerry. As soon as Jacinta is in the conversation, we see that a 5-minute countdown timer has started. This timer may be counting up from 0 or may not display at all depending on the settings for your booth and for the event that you're participating in. Once the conversation starts with the attendee, we also see some additional options show up on the right. We could take down a top level recommendation depending on what we thought of the conversation with that candidate. Let's say we mark this candidate as a maybe for now. And you may have also set up questions on your booth where you can take down ratings with the conversation with this candidate. This information is private to you, and the attendee will not see it as you're speaking with them. We can take conversation notes. Good fit for summer internship. And if we want to be speaking with the candidate through text chat, we've got an option here as well, in case their microphone isn't working or audio isn't working, or if the candidate needs to communicate with you this way for accessibility reasons. Once we're done speaking with this candidate, we can click on End Conversation, which will immediately end the call from the perspective of the candidate. It also gives us a final opportunity to adjust our rating and any of our scores, and if we want to edit any of our notes before we submit and close. Let's have a look at the group session. We'll use End Chat to make ourselves unavailable for further one-on-one chats. Let's click on Host Group Session. In the group session, you're immediately broadcasting to anybody who joins your group session space. You'll be able to see if you have an audience here on the right and everybody who is in your audience. Jacinta has now joined our group conversation and can see and hear us presenting information, and he will be able to participate by asking questions over text on the right. We'll be able to see that more than one person can join the group session at once, so you might have 2, 3, 5 or more people in your group session all participating in the text chat. Let's invite one of these people to come and join us on video in conversation in front of the group. I'm going to click on this green button, which will send an invite to Jacinta to join us in conversation in front of the crowd. If Jacinta accepts this, which he has, we are now having a conversation in front of everybody else who is in the space. So keep in mind that this is a public conversation. Thanks, Jacinta. Jacinta could remove himself, or we can remove him so that we go back to being the sole presenter in the group session. Let's go have a look at what the data from this event looks like. I'm going to end the group session and we'll go have a look at the reports. We'll head back to manage.hellohireapp.com, where we now have some reports with data. Let's look at the leads report, which are all of the people who clicked pick on our booth. We can look at them individually, see the information they provided when they registered for the event, or we could download all of that data as a CSV. We can also see our one-on-one chats with all of the information that we collected while we were in conversation with the candidates. If I were to click on Jacinta, we can see conversation notes from when we were chatting with him. Recommended yes, communication 5, knowledge of BlackBerry 5, and the notes that we took while we were chatting with him. Thanks for exploring Hello Hire and exhibiting at a Hello Hire event. If you have any questions at any time leading up to the event, during the event, or after, please contact us at support@tryhellohire.com.